Thanks for staying with us on SABC News. Let's go back to Durban, where SABC News full view anchor Bongiwe Zwane is standing by for us. A very good afternoon to you, Bongiwe. It's over to you.
Thank you very much, Nzinga. As we continue the reflections of the late Mbongeni Ngema, one of the people who would have spent a lot of time with him is Vusi Mvelase, who's a long-time friend. But not only that, he has quite a lot of memories to share with Mbongeni Ngema, the politician, as he describes him. And let's talk to him now. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mvelase. Let's start with, firstly, how do you react to the news that your longtime friend is no more?
Short of words, beyond belief. His death is impossible to me. You know, it's as though someone is going to tell me it was a prank. But everything suggests that it's true.
And you call him Mbongeni the politician. Why?
Many people do not know Mbongeni as a politician. He's just regarded as an artist. But Ngema was working with Mama Winnie Mandela to take young men and women to Lusaka. Many people would come to committed artists to be trained as though they are going to be part of Sarafina or the Zulu. And in no time's time, those people would have disappeared. No one would know where they would have gone to. And those people would have been assisted by Ngema to cross the borders, to be trained to be part of the ANC military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe. So he's a politician too.
And it's interesting that you mention Mama Winnie Mandela, because I was listening to one interview that he did, and he was talking about that, you know, the fact that they spent an afternoon together. And when he left her home, that's when the idea of Sarafina came about. That's when he started thinking about young people and, you know, how then he can continue with protest theatre. And eventually the film and the stage play that we all got to know as Sarafina would have been birthed there.
As you correctly say, Mbongeni would have started with the ideas that are political, even bringing Jesus back to the world as an African person, a notion that many people, you know, were not used to or still don't like to talk about. It's a political statement. But more than that, Mbongeni has those songs. The idea of Sarafina and Mama Winnie, it's a reflection of the discussions that Ngema and Mama Winnie had. And so when this particular time came, and then the bell rang, and then the idea of Sarafina and the young people, and in fact the prediction that Mandela would be released and freedom would come tomorrow, all those things, you know, he was like a prophet. He would talk his messages in a musical way, in a theatrical way.
And you know that the song Freedom is Coming Tomorrow, he talks about the significance of that song. And he says for him it came while he was driving, because as you say, he saw a free South Africa even before anyone saw the free South Africa. But as his friend, what do you think kept him going?
He was a spiritualist. Ngema, a prophet. You know, he was like, he was getting messages of the future, you know. When everybody thought it wouldn't happen, it happened. Mbongeni was kept going by these messages that visited him. The feast of Mandela going out of jail, you see that in Sarafina even before Mandela is out. And when he comes out and he raises that feast, you know, in the same way that he had propheted or prophesied in the play, you know. So those messages kept him going.
And as you know, with many leaders, his legacy for some has got some controversies. There are others who say that they can't talk about him as a much celebrated playwright, actor, composer, a politician, as you've described him, internationally. But they also have to talk about what they consider the dark moments, what they consider the allegations of gender-based violence, what they consider that song, Amandia, for example, where you saw a lot of people talk about that. Let's talk about that part of his legacy as your friend.
I wouldn't talk about controversies and him. Anyone who wants to talk controversies would really have to interview Ngema.
And do you think that as your friend, how would you remember him? And I want you to talk to us about not Ngema the politician, not Ngema on stage, but some of the personal moments that you would have shared that we do not know about.
I would remember him as Ngema the Great, Ngema the Giant, the door opener. Many people have gone to America or overseas. Many people don't know that many doors were opened by Ngema for many artists that now, are celebrated internationally. Ngema started those journeys.
And as I let you go then, when do we expect the program to kick off and what can we expect this afternoon? Because I see you've been walking up quite a bit to make sure that things are well organized.
Much as the program is already there, but we want to give respect to people. We can't work as though we are machines or computers. Some people are still arriving, their seats are already there. We just want to allow people to give their final send-off, their celebration of Ngema in a proper and befitting way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mvelase. Do appreciate your time. I know I stole you from the work that you were doing, and quite a lot of people are looking for you. Nzenga, that is one of his longtime friends who would have spent a lot of time with him, and we will be reflecting with quite a number of people as they arrive here at the Durban Playhouse, just to speak to them about the many faces of the man. He remembers Mbongeni Ngema, the politician. There are other people who remember Mbongeni Ngema, the musician, the composer, the playwright. Some talk about him as a legend. Others talk about his contribution to the theatre world. Others talk about so many other faces that Mbongeni Ngema and the hats that he would have worn. So we will continue to bring you much more of the coverage here as more of the guests start arriving.
Zwane, SABC News primetime anchor, bringing us that update from Durban, and we'll continue hearing from her throughout the course of this afternoon.